Et c'est fait rire, on est parti pour une nouvelle vidéo. Donc du mode histoire de Genshin Impact, donc petit HS que je fais. On est parti pour la quête donc SINAE UNICORNUS, donc de GANYU. Donc let's go, on y va tout de suite. Allez. On va voir les secrétaires. Hop, faut que je remonte. Le secrétaire de la chambre d'or. Sachant que GANYU, j'ai jamais débloqué, je ne sais pas du tout son gameplay. J'ai déjà pu tester Tartaglia dans la dernière vidéo, avant. Mais c'est GANYU, je me rappelle pas avoir testé du tout.
It's shocking how much work there is to do, even for the three of us.
And she's been handling it alone all along. The Qixing secretary clearly isn't an ordinary person. It's so frustrating.
Huh? You're...
Aren't you Ningguang's servants? How come you're here?
We are Miss Ningguang's private
Have you seen Miss Ganyu, Traveler? It has been several days since Ganyu left for Joyun Karst. She's the general secretary of the Liyue Qixing.
Even though the Qixing have made peace with the Adepti after the latter had denounced Liyue, they still want to pay their respects to the... They commissioned Ganyu as their envoy to deliver a letter to Joyun Karst and bring the Adepti the latest news. Still, Ganyu should have been back to her usual responsibilities by now.
Is that so? Maybe Ganyu just took a little detour.
I'm afraid it's not very likely. Ever since we met Ms. Ganyu, even when it's time for her annual leave, Ms. Ganyu stays on duty at Yuehai Pavilion saying there is still so much to do. She couldn't possibly be using her mission as an excuse to slack off.
Oh, Paimon sees how it is. But she's half Adeptus. She wouldn't get in trouble, right?
It's because of this absurd workload. When we first heard the three of us would be taking over for Miss Ganyu, we thought it would simply be a matter of changing our work environment.
We couldn't have imagined that Miss Ganyu's daily workload far exceeds what the three of us are used to doing.
Speaking of Joyun Karst, Traveler, I've heard that you...
Of course! We've been there lots of...
That's good news. Could you go to Joyun Karst and find Miss Ganyu for us? Preferably before... we're saved. I remember Miss Ganyu said that she'd be visiting Cloud Retainer's abode. You might as well start looking...
It's about time she came back.
No, perhaps we should go to Lady Ningguang first and bring up our overtime pay again.
Allez, on va voir un peu. Où est partie la petite GANYU?
We should hurry up. Paimon hopes we can find her there. Person standing over there. That's Ganyu. Ganyu!
You two. I did not expect to meet you here. Is it... I shouldn't. I have left the human world. Please contact the Yuehai Pavilion.
Huh? You You don't want to be the chasing.
That's why you're here? You want me to come back? I'm afraid you can't.
What? Did something happen?
The clouds fold and unfold. The top. When the Adepti entrusted humans with overseeing Liyue, my Adepti blood makes me unwelcome in Liyue. I delivered the letter and came back to Liyue Harbor, only to perhaps that mission of mine was just a pretext to remove me. I appreciate your kindness, but there's after 1,000 years away, I came back to Jueyun Karst. Looking.
Who disturbs the peace of these
Cloud Retainer? We're terribly.
One merely jests. One felt your
Wow! You
come here to chat about the old times with Ganyu. It looks like you get along quite well. A matter leaves you at it. Not to worry. One is exceptional at seeking avenues for conversation. One has been one's own. Yes. Since you are Ganyu's friends.
Oh, Cloud Retainer.
Nothing to be ashamed of. You were so cute as a child. One is most certain that your friends would.
Oh, Paimon wants to.
Little Ganyu loved when the horns on the top of her head were caressed. When one was still taking care of her, one was pestered most often to touch her horns. She was elsewise loath to sleep.
Wow!
Plump she was back then. Why, when she stumbled while we ascended the mountain, she would roll down to the bottom like a little ball. The day Ganyu bumped into a pilgrim was the first time she saw a real human in the. So fearful she was that she hid in a rock's cleft for 2 days and nights. One found her.
Forget it. It's about time for my training. I will take my leave.
One's intention was merely to relieve.
And you did the exact opposite.
Be that so, but returning to Ganyu, most gladdened, one cannot help but feel that remaining in Jueyun Karst, one will tell you more about her, if most benevolent among all Adepti are the Qilin. They drink only spring water and eat only whole grain. But perhaps the mountainous dwellings of Adepti in Jueyun Karst might be too lonely for her human side. Under moonlight did one see her last. She stood by the precipice's edge, and upon the mist-veiled mountains she gazed. Her thin figure was immersed in the vast sea of clouds. One noticed her loneliness, and sought to convince her to go back to the human world. But just then, she said thus.
Liyue Harbor feels even lonelier than Jueyun Karst. When I look at the sea of clouds in Jueyun Karst, I merely feel the loneliness of a solitary cloud gazer. When I step into the sea of people in Liyue, I feel the loneliness of an inhuman that doesn't belong in the human world.
One did, by chance, hear this alone. She will find her predicament hard to conquer.
Oh, Retainer's right. We can't leave Ganyu depressed like that. Besides, anyways, what's that training Ganyu was talking?
She has sought to reclaim her Adeptus side since returning to Jueyun Karst. She should be in the southern part of Mount Aotsong right now, preparing.
Is that so?
Wesh. Où est la demoiselle? Ok, côté sud, donc c'est par là. Je peux me taper, en fait, je suis con.
So here you are.
Why did you come here? Considering the kindness you have shown me,
Yay!
this trial was prepared by Cloud Retainer. Its goal is to help me. The training is much to her signature style. I hope it won't make it seem like she is too unaware of the abilities of others.
Is it difficult?
No, I'm aware of your strength, Traveler. The power hidden within you is not inferior to my— If you're ready, we shall begin the training.
Donc là, j'apprends que c'est une animaux déjà. Un cryo? C'est quoi les deux? Cryo animaux? Non, c'est juste cryo, d'accord.
A lot of gliding around. It does feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with.
Non, voilà.
My contract goes unfulfilled.
Oui, enfin, maintenant, le truc très con, c'est quand je remonte. T'es marrante.
Why did you come here? This trial was prepared by— The training is much to her signature.
Is it?
No, I'm aware of your strength. If you're ready. Access denied.
There's a lot of gliding around. It does feel like something Cloud Retainer would come up with.
If you could see through the eyes of an Adeptus, you wouldn't be so surprised.
Où ils sont les derniers?
We've completed the task. I agree. You possess many—
Ganyu, what were you planning to do?
The training's not over yet. The part prepared by Cloud—
Huh? So there are more trials?
No. The—
Who is it?
Conqueror of D—
Huh. So it's Shao.
I found him unapproachable at first, too. He's already waiting for—
Of course we are.
half an hour late. I see you still haven't abandoned the wrongful ways of humankind.
I'm sorry. I had a meeting with Cloud Retainer.
I don't need your explanations and don't require any mutual understanding between us. I'm just helping you with your
Xiao is such a...
You're neither an Adeptus nor a human. Always treading the line between the two. Instead of explaining yourself to me, you should face your true self.
I have nothing to hide.
The body and the mind are one. If something worries your mind, the trial I've prepared for you will explore the true potential of your...
Yes. We're way behind schedule.
The trial's begun! Paimon can feel it in the air. Even the weather's changed!
Didn't see that coming.
Des coups de foudre alors je suis à 10 km. On casse les couilles. Hop, ça dégage.
No touching. We're way behind schedule. This is long overdue. Born of ice and frost.
Hey there! Watch out! Hey there! Finally!
Il est sympa son outil par contre, toi. J'étais moins fan du perso, mais l'outil est sympa.
I've completed your trial.
You don't have to report back to me. Seeking other people's validation, only you can evaluate the result of this trial. You'll progress
Xiao always has such strong opinions.
From tomorrow on, I'll start raising the difficulty of your
I have to do...
Another one of those pesky I'll leave him to you, Ganyu. It's also a part of your training.
Pesky visitor? So even here
Oh heavens! Blessed be Rex Lapis! I've finally come upon the Adept. Are all of you the Adepti of this mountain? Great! My name's Sin Chung. I came to ask for your merciful blessings, O Adepti. I beg of you, please grant me luck.
Oh, so it's a pilgrim.
I am also one of the Adepti. You can...
Perfect. I didn't come in vain then. Although you sound a bit half... What blessings can you grant me?
Wow.
Dear Pilgrim, you shouldn't jump to conclusions.
For free? Do you mean that you charge people for the...
That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is that everything should be earned. It would be unfair to other people if you got everything you wanted for no reason.
Hold on. I've heard this all before. You're just like my old man. Always...
Your father must have experienced it firsthand. The lives of the common folk are riddled with. A person of your age should focus on work and family, instead of chasing after.
Are you a real Adeptus? Why do you speak and behave like us city folk? You sure you're not one of those swindlers who poses an Adeptus to cheat people out of their money? Enough. Doesn't matter if you're a real Adeptus or not. You're useless.
Ganyu, don't let that guy.
It's not. I thought that coming back to Jueyun Karst and devoting myself to training, but being questioned by him made me realize. But I'm unwelcome in Liyue Harbor.
It's true.
All right. I'll go with you to Liyue Harbor. That's if I'm proven right. I'll return.
It's a step in the right direction. Come on, Ganyu! We're almost there! You don't want to turn.
I suppose you have a point.
That's right!
I've spent too much time in the mountains. Let's go for a walk in the port.
Happy to come with.
Et Mimi comme GANYU dans le sens où elle essaie de trouver sa place entre les deux mondes et t'as vraiment tout un travail là-dessus, quoi, c'est cool. C'est sympathique. Je préfère limite celle-là à Tartaglia, toi. Son phare, il commence à me casser les burnes. Il va falloir que je fasse aussi mes quêtes de réputation. On a fini à 100% mon Dast. On a fini mon dragon. Donc là, on va attaquer Liu.
The smell of the sea breeze makes me nostalgic.
Ganyu, you didn't leave Liyue for that long. Why do you.
Well, I used to be so busy. I have.
That's true.
Well, when I think about my time here, I've spent most of it behind. It put me in a certain mood, similar to the one I felt during my training in Jueyun Karst.
Is that it? I wouldn't have thought I'd meet you here.
Lady Ganyu, why are you calling her that?
Please don't also start calling. Allow me to introduce Uncle T.
That's all right. Just tell them the truth. They have done so much for Liyue after all, and
Uncle Tien is a member of the Liyue Qixing.
What? This grandpa is the same rank?
Hush now. I must ask for your discretion. Fishing in the port and strolling about are the greatest pleasures of my life. I have no wish to be. In most people's eyes, I'm just a forgetful.
Uncle Tien is too modest. He's been around for a long time. There's no one who can.
What an.
Uncle Tien, please. A person of your standing.
My apologies. Thank you for looking after me when I first ascended to my position in the.
Oh, so you've been.
Oh, I was just fulfilling my duties as the Qixing secretary.
Talking about secretaries. Oh, I don't know if I should bring it up. Ganyu,
Yes, she works at UAHI Pavilion and she's my junior.
I don't know myself, really. May I trouble you to meet her at UAI Pavilion? She just...
With pleasure. Solving the Chising's problems has always been in my job description.
She's back in character. Just like that, huh? Let's move then.
Allez, pavillon, pavillon.
I don't know why, but seeing you brings me a sense of peace in these chaotic...
Indeed, it has been a while, Weishin. I'm flattered, but aren't you... I heard that you've encountered some problems and came to see if I could be of some help.
My father abusing his status as a member of the...
Don't worry. I'm always...
Ganyu's not only a competent secretary...
So, what can you tell me about the problem?
Ugh, where should I start? There are obvious irregularities in the tax declarations of 2 stores, Second Life and GANYU. Without any evidence, my hands are tied.
I see. It's not uncommon for merchants to be blinded by...
Well, is there any solution you can advise?
Naturally. I've dealt with similar issues hundreds of times. Give me a moment to consider the best approach in this scenario. All right. Let's approach it this way, then. Your enemy knows you best.
Huh?
If I remember correctly, Second Life and GANYU Boutique are old business rivals, competing for market share due to their similar wares.
In that case... I know what you mean, Miss GANYU. Miss GANYU plans to let them expose each other.
Exactly. Let's start with GANYU Boutique. The owner's name...
Yes, you're right.
On s'en tout encore, merde.
Aha, we meet again.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Ball. Should we need to place such an order, we would certainly...
What? Ugh, that rascal.
Well, Second Life's credit has always been excellent, and based on their tax record... Huh. Is there anything you'd like to
Don't let that rascal fool you. I know his... If you don't believe me, show me his tax records. I'm sure...
You know Second Life's business, so...
Of course. Ugh, I'd rather lose money myself than see that rascal make some.
Well then, please look over this tax record. We'll review Second Life's...
Oh, of course. Line by line and... Ah, here, I found it! That exquisite wooden furniture set he bought from Fanmu Carpenters at the beginning of the year. Ugh, he even flaunted it in... Look at the tax record! Not a word about that furniture.
I see. He must have gotten rid of all the documents related to the...
I told you so. Just as I expected. Ugh, I can't wait to watch him squirm.
But, Miss GANYU...
He might have destroyed all the evidence, but I believe the supplier, Fanmu Carpenters, might still have some proof of it.
Aha! You're right!
I hope so. Let's go to Fanmu Carpenters. It should be near Chingsa Village. Thank you for shining a light on this case, Mr. Balai.
Oh, please, that's nothing. I just hope you won't be lenient with him once you find the evidence. That's the best way to show your...
I'm afraid I can't go to Chinksa Village.
It's all right, Weishin. You can stay in Liyue Harbor and finish your work. Leave the rest to us.
That's so considerate of you. Still, I'm sorry to trouble you like that.
Oh la vache, je vais passer loin en fait.
Welcome, welcome. How can an old I'm usually happy to take new apprentices, but I'm afraid I can't take too many at once. But I'm always around if you're keen for a chat.
Chinksa really is full of lonely old people.
Hey, I heard that, Flying One.
Master Lu, we've just come to see you and ask you some questions.
Why would the Qixing care about an old man like me?
You're very direct, Master Lu. I will be plain. We're looking for proof that Dongsheng from Second Life has been evading taxation. Dongsheng bought some furniture from you at the beginning of the year. Do you still have the invoice or any other record of that transaction?
Oh, it's about Second Life.
Sure enough, Mr. Balai was right. Could we perhaps borrow that invoice? We won't have any evidence to
Of course you can. But I'm not so sprightly anymore.
What's that supposed to mean?
I only do my woodwork and display finished wares here at Fanmu Carpenter. As for old documents and such, I keep them all in a warehouse west of here. But some troublemakers have recently moved there, invading my warehouse. Since you need...
So that's what...
I'll leave you...
Take back the warehouse, find the invoice. Time for us to show our stuff in a fight.
Wait, I think I saw one of those troublemakers. Over there.
Oh, Paimon sees them too. It's one of the
They must be plotting something against...
Maybe they're the scoundrels who invaded Master Lu's warehouse.
Ever since Osial attacked the harbor, the Fatui's reputation in Liyue has reached rock bottom. We won't cause a serious diplomatic crisis by getting into some small scuffle with the Fatui within our... Besides, I can already feel their malicious intentions. Consider it my intuition as the secretary of the Qixing.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go teach him a lesson.
Ah, mon petit gros, tu te pétais la gueule.
I think you've had enough. About time you tell us your plan.
Plan? What plan?
We just taught you a lesson, but clearly you weren't If you don't spill whatever you're scheming against, we'll be forced to use harsher methods.
I'm telling the truth. There's no scheme.
If you're telling the truth...
Fine. If you...
About to...
Pick berries over there.
I must admit, I didn't expect you to...
It's not an excuse. I rarely have a free morning, and I heard that there were fresh berries in this area. Think about it. I'm here alone, and Jinxa Village is nothing more than a retired...
Judging by how he's looking at us, it does seem like...
So you have nothing to do with the occupation of Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse?
Fanmu Carpenter's warehouse? Where's that? I swear, I only came here to pick berries.
So it wasn't the Fatui who took over...
I misjudged the situation and offended you. Our exchange only represents my personal views. If you wish it's...
Exchange? This woman, she's clearly aware that the Ministry of Civil Affairs would...
Yes, precisely. As an alternative, you may... try to...
Paimon Zin!
Darn you. How can you wear that solemn face to a bully?
What's your choice, then?
I'll get back to my berries.
What a bittersweet ending.
I made a laughingstock out of myself. I might have spent too much time away from work. My intuition is not as accurate as it used to be.
No worries. It's always nice to...
Let's keep moving towards Master Lu's warehouse. Our goal...
Dans l'entrepôt. Hop. Alors, heureusement, à chaque fois, on a des TP à côté. On en est à côté. Let's go.
So this is the warehouse. Seems like those troublemakers were nothing more than a few hill churls. Let's show them what we got.
Bombardement.
From One Min Restaurant. Some dining table. This one is Wangcheng Funeral Parlors. Oh, so they... This one is...
Ah, Ms. Ganyu, you're back.
I promise to help you, and I'll keep my word. Look, it's the invoice for the transaction between Second Life and Fanmu Carpenters. We've brought it back.
Ah, thank you so much. Now we can solve this problem.
Agreed.
Isn't it... Huisin, I told you that all of my transactions are included in the records. My tax declaration. I do hope that my business won't be affected by any groundless accusations.
Groundless accusations? But I sincerely advise that you cease this behavior immediately. It is liable to affect the fine you'll need to pay in the end.
No. I'm an honest merchant. I would never get involved with any fraudulent sources of profit.
Haven't I made myself clear? Mr. Dongsheng, you've already been proven guilty of tax evasion. I just came here to see if you'd confess.
What? Proven guilty?
He's talking without rhyme or reason. Must be crumbling under God. Time for the finishing blow.
Mr. Dongsheng, can you tell me what this...
I'm...
Do you admit to tax evasion? This...
I didn't think you'd find...
Indeed. We wouldn't have found out if it weren't for Mr.
Balai? That imp from... He's got his own...
Oh? Mr. Dongsheng, I'd like to hear a little more... I don't think you'll need my guidance for what comes.
Yes, thank you. I must say, your enemy knows you better. To think, you came...
It's actually one of your father's, the Tianshu. Pitting your opponent against their enemies and watching them drag each... That's how Uncle T... I figured that as Uncle... So, I decided...
I'm really...
Ganyu solved both Huishin's work and family problems. 2 birds...
Oh, you've helped me so...
That's not necessary. No need to be so
Then let me treat you to a meal.
All right, come on, Ganyu. Just say yes. Let's... Oh, come on.
If it's just a meal, there's no reason for me...
Actually, I've already booked Senor Kiosk. I need a moment to prepare everything first.
All right.
À table. On te pose où?
Miss Ganyu, thank you for accepting my...
Sure.
That's so kind of you, Huishin. You went to great...
Truth be told, apart from thanking you for all the...
Oh? If there's anything I can help you with, just...
Oh, no, I don't really need help.
With pleasure.
When I was a little... Even though I have the utmost respect for my father, I've only decided to join the Yuhai Pavilion staff because I've always...
I didn't know that you think so highly of me.
However, in reality, working at the Yuhai Pavilion turned out to be an arduous task. I can't compare myself to such an outstanding secretary like...
I disagree. You're a great secretary.
Thank you. Over the years, I became a mother, too.
Huh? So Uncle Tian is a grandpa!
Influence at first, but after all that happened,
So, what makes...
The fact that she'll have you, Ms. Ganyu, as you'll help her, gentle as always, and tell it'd be such a beautiful If it's not too much to ask for, she might still need your guidance.
Huishin, I never thought that I meant so much to you.
Just like...
Witness. It's true that I've witnessed thousands of years of Liyue Harbor's history, but I've always regarded it as... Huishin, you've made me realize they rely on me.
Of course.
Hooray!
Even if I've really been... I won't let you down. Regardless, I'll go back. I'm afraid that it might... No time to waste. Let's get back to work.
Good luck, Miss Ganyu.
We're leaving already?
On est presque.
Baisha, are you okay? Look who's back.
You even have enough time for leisure? It seems you three are a suitable replacement for me after all.
Not at all. We wouldn't have survived long enough to see you again, Miss Ganyu.
Miss Ganyu, we've missed.
That's so kind of you all, given we've only met once.
We've been praying day and night for you
To us, you're like an adeptus coming down to the human world.
Forget all our envious complaints from before. Just free us from this strenuous...
All right. Please divide the matters at hand into government affairs, business affairs, and civil affairs. Mark out the tasks that haven't been started, and I'll take care of the rest.
Of course.
Oh, finally.
Yes, I'd like to earnestly thank you. I'd like to repay you when I'm done with the work at hand. What would you say if I...
Sure, but are you ever done with work?
Let's cross the...
Expliquer comme expliquer, ce serait comme si on avait débloqué GANYU, mon personnage. Hein. Comme elle a dit qu'elle aimerait nous aider dans notre voyage, ce serait le cas. Et bah les gars, j'espère que ça vous a plu. Je vous dis vivement à la prochaine, c'était Fenrir. Ciao les gars.
Surtout partagez, likez et ouvrez.